Soon another troopship will be slipping out from an English port, dropping down on the tide toward the ocean beyond. No new thing for Britain, this sending of men to the far corners of the earth. What is new is the kind of force she sends, a hard core of professionals, and for the rest, young men called up for national service. This is something that affects the life of every man in Britain of military age.
1 sack each then. It's not so bad. I thought it'd be loads more than this.
Yeah, me too. We best get started though.
Missing something, aren't we?
Are we?
Peeling them with our thumbnails, are we?
Oh.
On the shelf in the lobby, he said. Be a good lad, nip and find them. We better get a move on before Trubshaw gets back.
Alright, Nobby. Where's Bambi boy?
He's getting the peelers.
Couple of right idiots, you two.
It were a mean trick. He's a right shit, that Trubshaw.
Now, that's Sergeant Trubshaw to you. And it's not his fault you forgot the first rule of being in this bleeding army.
Oh?
Never, ever volunteer.
Yeah, but he asked for chaps that could drive a motor car.
Ah, he did no such thing. He said, I've got a nice little task for a couple of fortunate times. Then after that he said, step forward those who can drive a motor car.
Same thing.
No, it ain't. You didn't see it coming, did you? They were two separate things. When he said step forward, that was your signal to do sod all. He did not say you was going to be driving anywhere. But you getting all aerated with the thought of zooming into town on a jeep, tooting the horn and whistling at the crumpet, you go and step forward straight off.
It's a rotten trick.
What a twig.
And how come you're free to be in here? You should be out and pray with the others, not slouching around reading.
Little medical problem. See? Sprained and all. Oh, I can hardly walk.
You walked in here, okay?
Don't you fret. I can hobble out again when I need to. Had a tip-off for sore bones as the way at the general hospital. So there's no one to check it out.
I was only trying to be helpful.
You are being helpful. Someone's got to peel them.
It's not fair. We were tricked.
Oh, leave it out.
Yeah.
We ain't going to change anything.
Nobby's right. In this dump, nothing's fair. I mean, there's nothing specially fair about being forced to serve in this poxy army in the first place. No one wants to be here, except the regular army, because they can enjoy watching us make prats of ourselves. And there's nothing fair about being shot at or blown up while other blokes have skived off national service, so they can get a promotion at work and make out with the crumpet back home.
Yeah, it's only exercises though, it's not real ammunition.
It's alright. Blanks they'll be using.
Not real ammunition. You have noticed this is an army of sorts, and fighting in North Korea right now. When we finish basic training, we could be going out there to relieve some of the poor sods who are being shot at right now. Fighting like tigers, those commies. I mean, your North Korean commie, when he has you lined up in his sights, he's not going to be firing blanks. And he's not going to say to himself, oh, very, very sorry, can't shoot young Mr. Bambi here, that wouldn't be fair.
Oh, very funny.
And you can mock. Depends how the cookie crumbles. Right now, chaps just like you are copping it. Some will come back with bits missing. But the lucky buggers, they'll come back with nothing missing. Except their sanity. Conscripts, just like you. They don't volunteer either. And another thing, Bambi. You need to wise up. Because you is in danger of becoming a natural victim. The likes of Trubshaw need a natural victim. It's in his blood. Probably get a shake slap someone to pick on. And you're more of that and you'll become a marked man, old son.
How do you mean?
Like on parade this morning, he ordered right wheel, and you go left wheels, marching away all on your own, son. Mind you, bastard didn't have to stand and watch till you were halfway off the parade ground before he stopped you.
One small mistake was all.
Yeah, but Hawkeye's got a point there, Bambi.
I wish you'd stop calling me that. I hate it. I'm Brian. Brian's my name back home.
Alright. And another lesson, son. This place is your home now, and for the next 2 years. And like it or not, when you get a nickname, it sticks to you like shite to a blanket. And you'll need to peel him a bit quicker than that.
You could get a peeler and help us.
Bit of a comedian, aren't you, Nobby?
You can't smoke in here. Trapshaw hates smoking.
I'll see him coming.
He'll smell it, then we'll all be in for it.
Sod it.
You know what I miss? Being stuck here in this camp in the middle of bloody nowhere.
Oh, I don't know. No idea. Just let me take a stabbing guess.
Go on then.
Crumpet.
Yeah. There's no skirt for miles except the naffy girls.
You're joking. Only for the desperate, those fillies. Mind you, give them half a chance and their podgy little fingers will be expertly tackling your fly buttons. Yeah, when you shipped up in Nobby, you leave anyone crying at the railway station?
Not really. Because she lived 50 miles away.
Hard luck. Spill it then. Who is she?
Maureen, she's called.
I had a girl called Maureen. On holiday it was last July. Western Supermare.
Good looker, eh?
Oh yeah. Very pretty blonde she was. Yeah, we were staying in the same guest house. Ended up on the beach by the pier. I was her first. Talk about sand in your sandwiches. It'll get worse places, believe me. You're Maureen then. She a bit of a looker?
Oh yeah.
No long.
About 7 months.
Curves in all the right places.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's got a fantastic body. Pretty face, long chestnut hair, lovely smile. Real crack to my Maureen.
How'd you meet her then?
Well, she was living about 3 miles from us. And I'd seen her once or twice out in the town. Then one Saturday I went down to Palais de Dance with some mates.
And?
I couldn't take my eyes off her. She was sat with some other girls giggling and checking out the other blokes, you know how they do. To tell you the truth, I was almost too nervous to ask her.
What, for a dance?
Yep, they like it if you can dance well.
And you being a regular Fred Astaire.
Oh yeah, very funny. I can put in a bit of nifty footwork when I have to. Anyhow, after a couple of beers, I just walked straight across the floor and held out my hand to her. Quick step it was.
Lucky you then.
Yeah. I ain't seen her for a while though.
Not giving you the old heave, is she?
Oh no, I wouldn't think that. We tell each other everything. We pledge to always be truthful to each other. But she went away to her cousin's just before Christmas. Still there. I used to phone her, but I write to her twice a week since I've been stuck here in camp.
Struth. You got it bad, son.
She is the girl for me. I do love her.
That's really nice.
True love, eh? Alright for you. I'm not ready for all that malarkey. My theory is, you want a night of bliss, you have to practice your skills first. You know, unhook the back of a brassiere one-handed, in the dark, without stopping.
Without stopping what?
Kissing her. Then, there's no going back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keep peeling, chum. Shropshire will have you on a charge. So you've reached third base with your Maureen then?
Oh yeah.
Where's that base then?
Well, it's not an army base, is it, Bambi? We're going to need to attend to your education.
I've never seen one with no clothes on.
A woman?
That's right. I saw my neighbour Jenny once. She was stood in her bedroom doorway on the landing. Must have been to the bathroom or something. Just in her underclothes she was. She smiled at me.
Oh yeah. A nice Eiffel, was it?
Oh yeah. She was big up here. She had stockings on and little black knickers. Not like my mum's.
Well, how come she was half naked on your landing then?
Her dad chucked her out, so my mum invited her to stay with us for a little while. He wouldn't have her back. He's high church, you see. so she ended up moving in with her auntie.
Well, how come she upset him so bad then?
Trouble at the church.
Get on. Not praying loud enough or something.
No, she was caught in the organ loft. The choir master was kissing her.
It's a bit tough. Can't you have a quiet snog then?
Oh, not in a church though, eh?
Just a quiet snog. That wouldn't cause a steeple to get struck, would it?
But it's Mr. Withenshaw. He's married and he's over 40.
Greedy old sod. He's got it laid on at home. Should have left her for the single lads like Bambi here. Give you a turn, eh?
But my mum reckoned it wasn't all Mr. Withenshaw's fault. Said it was partly Mrs. Withenshaw's. Said she was a fridge.
Fridge?
What, for calling you food?
No, not that.
Oh, no, not a bloody fridge. Frigid, you mean?
That's the one.
Oh, I get it. It's like, he ain't getting any from the missus, so he's all pent up like a dam ready to burst. Then along comes your Jenny flattering her eyelashes and he gets the odds for her.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Anyway, there she was, on your landing, looking all provocative like. So what did you do?
Nothing really.
Nothing?
What could I have done? My family was around.
What could you do? Oh, plenty, I tell you.
Like what?
Well, like, you could have sneaked back to her room later, dead quiet like, tapped on her door, and then you could have offered her a glass of water or something. And you could have followed up on that smile.
Didn't think of that.
Give me strength. But you've not seen one, naked. Never mind. I'll have to see if we can sort that out for you. If Trubshaw doesn't cancel our leave.
Well, yeah, but if you ain't seen one in the flesh, you must have seen one in them photo mags.
Magazines?
Careful, you'll be thinking of Farming Weekly.
What sort of magazines?
The saucy photo mags. Newsagents keep them. You don't get about much, do you?
No, we have to rely on the village bus. I can drive, but we can't afford a car since my dad died.
That wasn't what I...
Pocketbooks, he means. If they're not on the top shelf, they keep them under the counter. You must have seen them round. Funny names like Spick and Span. Oh, pages of photos of Crumpet, half-dressed, pouting their lips at the camera, wind lifting their skirts, a flashing stocking top, brassiere straps hanging off their shoulders, all provocative like.
I know what you mean. When I was about 12, I found a stash from the top of my brother's wardrobe. Lovely black and white pictures. You know how to use light them magazine people?
Sod the lighting. Bambi wants to know about the Crumpet. How much were they showing?
Well, they were mostly in their underwear where they were posed carefully, like half in behind a dustbin or something.
Dustbin?
Forget the dustbins. It means they put stuff in the way so you're not seeing too much. Anyhow, you're supposed to be gawping at the women. You don't buy the magazines to look at anything else, especially not dustbins.
So, some of the chaps still have photo mags stashed in their lockers if you ask around.
Don't know about that. Trubshaw will have confiscated them for his private collection. Anyhow, wouldn't be any good to Bambi here. He wants to see the naughty bits. And they muck around with the photos so you still don't see anything.
That's pretty rotten.
If they didn't, there'd be a police raid. Mr. Simpson, our newsagent, he's been done twice. I reckon they'll close him down one day.
Do you think you could, like, kind of describe it then?
Describe what?
Your Maureen's...
And she's a brunette. That's about 5'5", I'd say 34, 20, 36 years. Nice.
What does she look like, you know, undressed? What does she really look like?
Yeah, go on, Nobby. Tell him.
Well, it's sort of difficult to say. I mean, it's very nice.
And? Come on.
It's difficult. It's difficult to say. I mean, it's usually dark at the time.
And? Come on.
Oh, it does. I mean, it doesn't resemble anything you can think of, really. Nothing can compare.
Too bloody right.
How do you mean?
Look, come on, Nobby. This lad is bursting with curiosity, and you have reached third base with your lovely Maureen. He's looking to tap into some of your vast experience and provide him with an education. So go on, answer him.
I mean, well, it's nothing. Well, it's nothing like you can ever think of if you get my meaning.
Okay, well, tell him what it feels like then, to touch it.
You touched with your fingers?
Of course it's with his fingers, not with his ruddy earlobes, is it? You know what I think, Bambi?
What?
I think Nobby here is full of bullshit. Fact of the matter is, you have not reached third base with your Maureen, have you?
You don't know anything about me and Maureen. Don't you worry, mate. I know as much as I need to. And anyhow, she's a nice type of girl.
If you say so.
I do say so. She wouldn't want me to go the old way with her, not till she's married. She's saving herself for me. I hope.
You sure about that, Nobby? No. Listen, mate, listen. A lot of girls will say that, and who can blame them? I mean, they know there's a lot of decent blokes who won't want to marry them if they've been putting it about.
Maybe, but that's where you're wrong here. My Maureen's not like that, and I respect her for it.
You got it bad, mate. You know what I think, Bambi?
What?
Our friend Nobby is done for. He's a man in love.
So, what's it to you?
Nothing. It's good for you.
Anyhow, if you're so bloody clever, you tell Bambi what it's like.
Oh, sure, I could tell him. But don't you think it might be more exciting for our mate Bambi here to leave him in suspense? Leave him the joy of discovering the mysteries of womanhood for himself.
But I'd like to know now.
Yeah, I bet you would, Bambi. But the thing is, being ignorant and innocent, it's all part of the game. Gets you all worked up, waiting, anticipating. Especially when the time eventually comes to tackle the real thing. That might be on your honeymoon. Same for the women.
Is it?
Of course it is. How many girls your age, or even over 20, do you think have any idea what an amazing piece of tackle you're hiding in that shabby uniform of yours? Some of them won't find out until honeymoon night. Then it's like opening their birthday and Christmas passes all together. Although in your case, maybe not.
Well, they might already know if they have brothers.
No, it's not the same. They won't have seen it at the ready kind of thing. So they're in for a big surprise for sure. Bigger surprise than Bambi's in for. Some of them have no idea. Believe me.
He's right. I was walking my cousin's friend Jill home from the dance one night. She turns to me and says, "Can I ask you a question?" And I says, yeah, fire away. And then she says, "Well, it could be a bit embarrassing. It's a bit awkward, I mean, a bit naughty." Then I says, "You don't have to worry about that. I've been around a bit, things like that don't bother me."
I bet you did.
And then she says, "When you've finished, like after you've done it, right, and your willy goes away again, where does the bone go?"
Go on then. What did you say?
Well, I says, "So, I don't think there is a bone. It doesn't need a bone, it's strong enough without one."
I see what she means though. How does it manage without a bone?
Give me strength.
Well, how should I know? It just sort of happens. Without one, I mean. It'd be a bit bloody awkward if there was a bone. I mean, proper strange. You'd feel it sliding about like.
But if you really do it with her and she's not married, she could have a baby. There's two women in our village that aren't married. No one talks to because they have babies.
Good point. There's another gap in your education, Bambi. You're real dangerous, you are. Go on, Nobby, you tell her.
You have to wear something to stop it from happening. If you don't, you could put her in a pudding club and you'll have to marry her for sure. Or she'll be an outcast like them in your village.
Wear something. What, something you wouldn't normally wear?
Yes, Bambi. And we're not talking about jumpers or waistcoats here.
What then?
A rubber.
What sort of rubber?
Oh, I can't believe I'm hearing this. Look, just take it from me. We're not talking about pencil rubbers here. It's just made of thin rubber. It's like a finger stole. It's a thin tube that's closed at one end to stop your excitement giving her the wrong kind of excitement.
How do you mean?
9 months of excitement? A baby, like you said, that kind of excitement.
Yep. The motto is, never go paddling with your boots off.
Boots?
Here we go again.
Figure of speech, mate. The boots cover your feet, and the rubber covers your...
Willie!
Praise be.
A mate of mine from school, Trevor, he put one up the spat and he had to marry her.
More fool him.
Well, it's only right if you think about it. Otherwise the kiddie wouldn't have his proper father.
And before you ask, putting one up the spout has nothing to do with teapots. Means baby on the way because he didn't
Use a rubber.
progress.
You ever seen those ice cream vans with the chiming noises? And with the sign on top what says, stop me and buy one?
Yeah, it comes to our village.
Yeah, well, to save the embarrassment of buying them from the woman in the chemist, some gents will have a coin machine in the gents' box, on which wags will write, buy me and stop one.
You've used a rubber then?
Of course I have. What do you take me for? I told you, my motto is love 'em and leave 'em. But you mustn't get careless and put 'em in the pudding club. Her folks, and probably your family as well, will be leaning on you to marry her. Then it doesn't matter if you don't love her, doesn't even matter if you don't like her. Maybe she don't like you that much, won't make no difference. But don't catch old Hawkeye out like that.
My mum hates chewing gum. We weren't allowed.
Oh, it's not chewing gum, it's a rubber in its wrapper. Don't open it, you'll damage it. There's another thing about using these. They're good for your health.
What do you mean?
You tell him, Nobby.
Clap.
No, not clapping. The clap means nasty disease you can get from birds who've been doing the rounds. I'm not talking about milk rounds here.
I know what you mean. They've been with lots of men.
Hey, he's learning, you know. You need a few more lessons before we let you near those naffy birds, though.
But it ain't right what you're saying. Our vicar says we should cherish, honour and respect our womenfolk.
Yeah, alright. It's not always that simple, though, Bambi. I mean, those is big words. Respect? You can't just pass that around. I mean, respect has to be earned. Even by women.
It's no good. I don't care what Trapjaw will do to me. I need it done.
He's living dangerously. Hey, what's up with you, old son?
I hate it here. This horrible camp, this bloody army. I shouldn't be here at all.
Yeah, alright, Bambi, put a sock in it. It's not that bad.
You shouldn't call me that. I'm the man of the house since my dad died. I shouldn't be here. I should be protecting my family.
Okay. I know it's tough. Maybe you've been dealt a few bad cards, but you need to learn to see things from a different angle kind of thing. Not take everything so serious like.
That's easy for you to say. Nothing bothers you.
You think so, mate? I get bothered sometimes. Believe you me. But I mean, this army thing, you got no choice. It's the law. Just roll with the blows. I mean, take that left wheeling thing this morning. It was nothing. Just laugh it off and move on. You see, the thing is, Brian, if you don't learn to deal with life like I'm saying, then sure as hell, life will deal with you. This conscription malarkey. It's only 2 years. A waste of your life? Yeah, maybe. Doesn't have to be. Learn from it. Might turn out useful to you somehow, giving you stuff you wouldn't have had otherwise.
What sort of stuff?
I don't know. Maybe you'll become more of a bloke, eh? Hell is other people, some guy said. You make the best of this army stuff, you'll be able to cope with other people who try and give you stick. Like Trubshaw. Just shrug them off. Don't give the Trubshaws of this world the satisfaction of getting to you. Just laugh it off. Give him the old 2 fingers. Not to his face, mind, but you know what I mean.
I suppose so.
Yeah. You know what I think, Brian?
What?
What you need is an oppo. Another guy in this platoon. You look out for him, he looks out for you. You're opposite number, see? You're oppo.
Hawkeye?
Yeah?
Would you be my oppo, maybe?
Yeah, hang on a minute. I don't know about that. I'm more of a Lone Ranger sort, you know what I mean? You'll be alright. You'll have to. The thing is, get basic training out of the way. It won't be so bad. You'll get pally with someone.
But I'm worried about my mum and Nancy.
Now who the hell's Nancy?
My sister.
How old's Nancy?
15. She speaks funny. She's got a cleft palate. She was born with it. Village kids tease her.
She, one card short of a royal flush. Like Dozy.
No! She reads a lot and the vicar says she's very clever. She doesn't go out much though. The village kids tease her a lot.
So you protect her, sort of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, best I can. I mean, Bert Southcombe once broke my arm because of Nancy.
Bloody hell! Why?
Because I punched his face.
Get on!
Him and some other kids were taunting her.
Here, there's a call box down the main road. Maybe we can fix it. You can phone home. Check on Nancy, make sure she's okay. Tell them how you're getting on. Better than a letter, eh?
We don't have a telephone.
No phone. Didn't think of that.
There's a phone box near the church, but it's nearly a mile away.
Bit cut off then, eh? You got a radio for company, like?
Till the accumulator runs out.
Oh, like a battery? Then what?
No wireless until I take the accumulator up to Mr. Johnson's house. He charges it up, then I go up and collect it and pay him 6pence.
Bloody hell.
Nancy loves the wireless. She even likes the Brains Trust. I'm going to send my mum the money so she can buy her another accumulator. That way they can have the wireless all the time while Mr. Johnson charges the other one.
Couldn't you have got one that works off the electric?
We don't have electric. It's in the village, but not down our lane, though they keep saying it'll come soon.
What do you do for light? Candles?
Oil lamps, mostly.
Bloody hell. When'd your old man die then?
6 months ago. My mum tried to get me off national service, you know, compassionate reasons. Her and Nancy being on their own, like.
And the bastard said no. Yeah. I tell you what, Brian. I don't know about being a Oppo, but you keep a tight station on me, and I'll help you out where I can. Some pillock starts picking on you, you let me know, okay?
Yeah? Thanks, Hawkeye.
Yeah, what part are you from?
Somerset, Quantock Hills.
It's about an hour's drive, is all. Here, when we get some leave, I'll hire a mower, and we can shoot off and see him. Turn up all sun-like, surprise him, eh?
Oh, thanks, Hawkeye. That would be great.
You stick with my motto, old son. Nil illegitimus carborundum.
What does that mean?
Oh, them up Latin. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Speaking of which, Trubshaw's end this way, we better get peeling.
Right in, you horrible bastard slime! That hand's hand! Well, pick it up, you clumsy little turd! Stand easy! Oh my. Now there's the thing. Now don't tell me you thought these here sacks were what you're supposed to be peeling.
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, I've got a bit of news for you. You see, these here sacks were supposed to be for the officer's kitchen. You're supposed to be peeling the half a ton of spuds in the kitchen annex! Wait for it, wait for it! Now, you's the one who doesn't know his left from his right. Hey, I'm his boy!
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant! Well, you is excused. Now bugger off to the canteen and get peeling, fast! Now then, here we are. You stay right there, Private Oakmore! You don't fool me, you skiving little sewer rat! Now, the camp is favoured of a visitor today. An unexpected visitor. An interesting visitor, all very intriguing. If either you two pillocks know what intriguing means. All a bit of a mystery. Now, Major Bulstrode has detailed me to sort this here problem out. Just like every other cock-up from you poxy national service types. Very determined, this visitor. Walks 2 miles from town, chides the gate sentry. He calls up to the Major, who decides to sort out what's what. Only he sets me on it. Again! Right then. Either of you types ever been on holiday to Western Supermare? Neither? Pity. Lovely place, Western. Now wait right there. Come along in, my dear, don't be shy.
Maureen?
You've changed your hair.
Oh my god. Must have been the sand.
They seek no war, these young men, but they accept the duty of national service as part of the price that must be paid to keep their country free and safe. And should the need arise, we know that John Saunders and thousands like him will slip back into uniform, fit and ready for whatever is asked of them.